breakup. We're not on SoundCloud yet.
I told you not to touch it. I told you not to touch it. I told you not to touch it. You broke it. I told you not to touch it. I told you not to touch it. I told you not to touch it. You broke it. I told you not to touch it. Keep your hands
No,
where
that's
I
not
can
the
see.
same. That's the
No,
main verse of the choir.
it's too close.
Damn it. This is what I get for not going to theater school.
Get the comedy juices flowing.
That's what you went to, right? Theater school?
Yeah, sure.
Theater class.
Class.
What'd you do?
Theater.
What'd you do in theater school?
Not much, if you ask me.
And we'll start with that.
And we'll start on that lovely note. Welcome to The Breakup, the podcast about destroying the things you love by giving them away. I am Sam.
And I am your co-host, Jacob.
We're here. Not gonna try that again.
It was awkward because I didn't refer to a more successful podcast. It felt unnatural. It felt odd to you. I've trained you.
Yeah.
I've trained you well.
As is our usual want, which I always cut out of the show so that people don't know that you do that.
Yeah.
How we doing, Jacob? It's our third or fourth episode with you actually here.
What? Two? No, I think it's number 3.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, if we're counting
Too short a season.
We're counting the hidden bonus,
The hookup.
the bonus hidden tracks that had to be secreted from the Bitcoin mines
I'm glad that you went with Bitcoin and not where I thought you were going.
of Calcutta.
As the word secreted might suggest.
Do you not know how Bitcoins work?
I do know how Bitcoin works.
Secretion is involved.
Oh, is that actually a technical term?
No.
Carrying on, this week is my turn to go first.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Sam, what did I make you play?
Jacob made me play another visual novel. Let's not make any bones about it. Called Valhalla, spelled VA11 Hall-A. It is a cyberpunk bartending game.
It's a post-cyberpunk bartending
Thank you.
game.
Post-cyberpunk. You play Jill, who is a bartender at the eponymous Valhalla bar. You have a bunch of regulars who come in, who talk to you about their problems, and you talk to them about your problems, and
A lot of problems.
In between, you mix drinks.
Now, the other thing is, Sam, you're mixing drinks for a reason, and what is that?
Is that a trick question?
No, I'm asking.
It's a mini game.
To make rent.
Yes, to make rent. You are part of the game is to get good wages so that you can pay your rent, pay for a porno site that Jill subscribes to, amongst other things. You have to also pay the electric bill.
Yeah.
And there are a number of endings you can get depending on what drinks you served, because there's no dialogue options. It's only what things change depending on how you serve drinks.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it. It's got a cyberpunk kind of aesthetic. It looks like an old, I don't know what era of game.
16-ish bit.
Yeah, something like that. Like above a Nintendo, an early Nintendo.
Like a good SNES game.
Yeah.
Like real good. So I get the feeling that was a pretty clinical, by-the-lines sort of description, which I feel kind of hints at what you feel about this game.
Well, okay, would you care to take a guess?
You're okay with it. Like you're good. Like it's not just for you, but you'll like it.
Yeah, no, actually I liked it more than that. Well, before I go into why I liked it, why do you like it? Why did you feel a need to recommend it to me? Another visual novel.
Well, the problem is I'm going to swerve very hard into left field with the next thing you're going to be doing for me. The thing I like about Valhalla is that it manages to do something new with what amounts to the genre, which I'm going to call cyberpunk.
Sure. Yeah.
It's still a visual novel.
Yeah.
It's still like, hey, there's this mini game where you have to serve drinks, but it's oddly in depth. Like you probably didn't encounter half the things you can do with it.
Yeah, I looked up a little bit afterwards. I didn't get everything.
You can buy bottles of liqueurs. You can on a second playthrough, you would know, perhaps more accurately, what drinks you would need to buy with your own money preemptively. before you could, get the most completest 100% ending. Or say the Fibonacci code drink that is basically a weird programming joke.
It's the Flaming Mo.
Yeah, the Flaming Mo.
Moe or whatever you pronounce it, yeah.
So there's a lot of depth to a system that's kind of ancillary to learning about what prostitute robots are like in the 2089s or whatever year it is. Yeah. Or learning about why you would become a cat person if you're allergic to cats. And things like that.
And things and such.
And also like the fact that the actual sort of larger story going on is really dark. Mm-hmm. And you're just kind of a person living a normal life in what is a really fucked up world.
Yeah. So I liked it quite a bit, like kind of surprisingly amount. But mostly because I just got into the story a lot, and I was interested. I liked the characters, and I liked interacting with the characters. I really liked the aesthetic. The music was cool. The animation, or not animation exactly, but the art style was cool.
So be honest, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song? Oh, I don't remember now. It's one of the ones that's like plays at the beginning or something like that. Well, there's a really bouncy one that plays.
Remember,
I'm forgetting all the names because it's been like a couple weeks since I played.
Because you can have a jukebox and just like
You actually set the soundtrack for the bar.
At a certain point, I think I just put one song in repeatedly, and that was the only thing I listened to while I was serving drinks.
Which song?
Digital Drive, which is really more like hard.
Maybe we'll share our Valhalla playlists to the Facebook group.
Our Valhalla mixtapes.
The thing I liked about it was it's very character driven, and I was, unlike a lot of visual novels, I actually cared about the characters, and I felt like they were real people.
Because they were actually well written.
Yeah, and I liked that it occasionally broke out of the bartending game that you're kind of playing. Like, you go and hang out on your balcony a couple times, or you go outside and have a smoke. And I also like that it's...
That Jill is really in love with her boss.
Yeah, that was cute.
Like, really just it's unhealthy,
but
sort of.
The thing I liked, and I actually discovered afterwards, if I'd played, like, there's a demo you can play, and if I'd played that, I would have understood something a lot better. But there's like there's a mysterious holographic ghost who keeps haunting you. Mm-hmm. And at first I thought, oh, is there something more to this? What's going on? Is this like cyberpunk identity thing? Like, is this real? What is happening? And it actually just turns out it's just a ghost, and you meet this ghost in like the demo game, but I liked not knowing who it was.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
It's not quite explained ever. Basically, the idea that if the air is filled with nanomachines that make people docile and good workers, theoretically you can make those nanomachines, a person briefly.
Yeah.
She shows up quite a bit actually in the main game.
Yeah, she does.
Especially if you play with the television.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did flick around with the television. So I will say that I wanted the bartending game to be a bit more robust.
Like there was that for an actual game?
I liked that occasionally you had to kind of solve a puzzle or try to remember who had ordered what and that kind of thing. But I didn't really feel like it was that challenging.
It's much more challenging if you never give Jill anything she wants. Just never give in.
Oh, really?
Basically, whenever the game says... you will be distracted at work.
Yeah.
She never remembers what people order. So you have to actually remember.
And she doesn't say.
No,
interesting.
Basically the text bubble, because in the game, it shows up as sort of a text bubble when you deal with the menus and all that. She says something like, she was remembering like a cat video she was watching or something. She's just completely distracted.
That's kind of interesting. But yeah, I mostly was able to I went and bought her stuff and...
Yeah. You were a good consumer whore.
I was a good consumer whore. I thought that there would be more of a payoff with that they would be like...
See, and that's what I kind of like about it is... And why I keep insisting that it's post-cyberpunk. The punk's dead. Punk's gone. They figured out a way to just make people docile. Yeah. And that's literally have thinking machines in the air to make people good consumers.
But yeah, I like the world that it created. Is Glitch City supposed to be in Britain? Because I could tell that the game was made by a British person because the spellings were all English.
I took it as basically being Hong Kong-ish.
Yeah.
which...
Well, they talk about Hong Kong, though, as a separate...
Oh, yeah, shit. I took it as just, like, any... Well, I'm a sociologist, so I could say, like, any, like, great individual city.
Sure, yeah.
Of just, like, oh, yeah, this city that everyone knows for.
But I did manage to solve a lot of little, like, bits and little puzzles. I got one of the extra drinks. It was the whiskey that the cat lady gives you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I figured out exactly what she wanted.
Yeah. Basically, the weird thing it does with difficulty is you have people who know exactly what they want. You have people who are making things actively difficult for you. Then you have that asshole.
Yeah, Virgilio, who turns out to be more than he seems.
Well, basically, he's a troll.
Yeah.
And he's trolling you.
But he's doing it for a good reason.
Well, he's doing it to basically see how much of a thinking human being you are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff about him that I didn't get to.
Yeah.
Like, that he turns out to be this heroic guy who saved...
He saved Catgirl's life.
Yeah. No, I liked the story. Like, I actually was invested. I spoke to friend of the podcast, Kyle, who has also played this and didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
His complaint was that the bartending game wasn't enough and that it was just a visual novel.
Yeah.
I liked it more than he did, but I didn't talk to him what I thought about it, even though I really wanted to, because that is the rules of the game.
I'm so happy, Sam.
I am a good little lapdog. But... yeah, I generally speaking, I found it very enjoyable. I wish there had been more depth of gameplay.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because normally I don't really care. Like,
Yeah.
Because the story was quite good. I even wished it had been more to it than that. But yeah, there were certain puzzles that I didn't pick up on, and I think that was maybe another kind of issue I had with it, is that the puzzles are really oblique sometimes, and you don't even know that you're supposed to be doing it.
Well, the problem is that it's not just that it's a visual novel. It's that it takes an adventure game level of mentality in returns to puzzle solving.
Yeah, and I like that.
Unless you're thinking exactly like the programmer, you're not going to get this.
Yeah. Which, I liked and I disliked.
Yeah. There's some times where it works, sometimes.
I think I would have done a replay of it.
Do more jokes. This isn't supposed to be a critique show about video
games.
It's
not critique. It's just like, okay, as far as my aesthetic goes, like, kind of like A+. Like, I really liked the idea of it and the character design and, like, aesthetically speaking, great. Fantastic.
You're getting better at masking your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting, like, a B.
Oh no, yeah, like aesthetically, as soon as I started up, I was like, oh yeah, I like this. This is great. I want more of this. But yeah, play wise could be better. But yeah, if we're talking aesthetically and story, great. I loved it. It was really fun, and I almost wished it had been longer. It's funny. I think. I would love a sequel to it. I want more of it because there's a lot.
Here's the thing. This is based off a shared world that same developers also made.
Yeah, there's like
that is an adventure game.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah,
you should play that.
The boss character shows up in it or something.
Yeah, you should play that.
Yeah,
because if you want more, they have more for you.
Okay, I kind of like that format though. I just would have tweaked the format. I think. I was gonna say that I would have played through it again, but it would have been a lot of just like. Pardon me, going over the same text.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's not enough for me to revisit it.
That's what the skip button is for.
Yeah.
But even so.
Yeah. But yeah, I generally enjoyed Valhalla, and I would actually recommend it maybe not if you want a more in-depth game, but if you're like, Sam's seal of approval. If you like cyberpunk or post-cyberpunk stories, then I would recommend Valhalla.
Sam's sexy seal of
Squality. It's like Squalor, but with quality.
Squality.
I live in Squality, as a matter of fact.
We are residing in Squality as we speak.
We do, in fact. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at Valhalla. So,
sure.
So Jacob, what did I make you?
You made me watch the 1991 HBO special.
Fred Ward. That's the name of the actor. I remember it now.
Featuring Fred Ward. To cast a deadly spell.
Cast a deadly spell.
I guess this is where I summarize it.
This is where you summarize it, yes.
To cast a deadly spell is another film noir movie.
Yeah, I know.
Featuring,
I felt bad about that.
Featuring a grizzled gumshoe detective that...
Is his name Lovecraft?
Yes, his name is Lovecraft. And he has been a man who lives in a world where magic is being introduced, and it's the future, baby, of the 1940s.
Yeah.
It's the future, and he is determined to be a man who uses no magic. And he is requisitioned by a discerning and very wealthy elderly individual to retrieve a book for him. A theoretically magical book.
Is it the Necronomicon?
Well, Sam, you're jumping the gun.
I'm getting ahead.
Because early on, they show you like a little bit of in media res of like the book being stolen and the one of the bad guys showing off the book and being like, "Oh, this is gonna be so cool." And I looked at it and I went, "That's a real Necronomicon looking motherfucker of a book." And we want you to get the Necronomicon, Lovecraft. And I realized, oh no, here's where we are now.
See, this was a movie that was made before that was kind of a cliche. So, but I sorry, quick interjection. I have not seen this movie in years, so it might not hold up.
Well, I think for you it would hold up.
Okay.
It's the campiest fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, it is. I could have sworn you made me watch a children's movie. If the fact that a woman had sex was not the ultimate reverse
solves the puzzle,
yeah. If that had not happened, I would have said to you, Sam, I'm now banning kids movies from the future because I don't want to be trolled like this again. It's a ride and a half, featuring stereotypical black African queen shamaness, starring femme fatale.
A young Julianne Moore.
Julianne does some pretty terrible things.
She's kind of a villain, isn't she? As I recall. Yeah.
Well, basically, she's the villain and kills the not-so-villain. And then evil old man villain goes, now I'm going to summon Cthulhu. And it's the fact that they used all of the names, like Yog Sothoth and that. And I was just like, man, this is someone's like weirdly, oddly placed Lovecraft fanfiction. Where have I seen this before? And then I went to my bookshelf deep in my basement and found my old Shadowrun anthology called Living Spells of short fiction pieces.
Oh, wow.
One of the stories, almost beat for beat, stole this movie.
Excellent.
Almost.
Well, I mean, I made you watch it because of Bright, so that's appropriate.
It made Bright look better in hindsight. Not that this is as egregious as Bright, but it was so campy.
Yeah, you didn't care for the camp. I didn't remember. I knew.
Basically,
there's a bit where a guy interrogates a werewolf and it's kind of goofy, and that's what I remember.
Okay, there's a bit where a guy interrogates a werewolf. Sure, pass. There's a part where a gremlin infests a person's car. Multiple gremlins, in fact. And they literally look like the gremlins from the movie Gremlins.
Okay.
Sure, I'm getting upset. But
George is getting upset.
I'm getting upset, but that's okay. Gremlin sneaks into man's house. Man gets so mad at Gremlin that he keeps trying to shoot Gremlin. This scene goes on for 2 minutes with man failing to shoot Gremlin as Gremlin taunts man and makes fart jokes.
It's like a Looney Tunes. You know what I feel like this movie probably was like trying to do Lovecraft Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes. Yeah. That is exactly what this is. To which my response is, I didn't exist in a time where HBO did bad movies.
I think you still exist in a time when HBO does bad movies, actually.
Who are you throwing shade at with that?
I don't know, but I know that they still make things like that, so I'm sure that they're bad. Yeah, they do bad stuff.
Well, it's not as bad as Out TV. But I'm giving it a thumb up.
Ooh, okay.
Not 2. Not my highest score. Yeah. It gets a 50%. You know why?
It's a passing grade.
It's a good kids movie.
Yeah, okay. Except for the fact that there's a...
It's not directly mentioned, though.
No, but doesn't he say... Okay, so this is something that... Here's a mystery that's plagued me for years, because I've had difficulty finding this movie again after I saw it, and I think the quality of the video I originally saw wasn't that great.
No, yeah.
So I swear to God, and I don't think it actually goes this way, because I think there's no swearing in it, but I swear to God the main character says, that was the fuck that saved the world, or something to that effect. he's in the car after the thing.
It's very close to that.
Yeah.
I think he says something like that. That was the screw that saved
Yeah.
you or something.
Okay. Because I should recheck that because maybe maybe you found like a censored version or something.
I don't know. Fuck, kids gotta learn about sex at some point.
Kids gotta learn about fucking.
Maybe not abstinence, because apparently if you have sex, the world is saved.
Yeah.
This is why we don't have sex with people. It fulfills all the prophecies. I was a bus driver in Florida.
What's that?
I was a bus driver in Florida before I came out here.
It was the whambamulance. Those of you who are not from Vancouver, don't look that up. So you liked it okay, is your answer. Okay.
Like, I don't think it was for me, but it's campy in a way that I'm sure a lot of people would still like.
Like I said, it might not hold up if I saw it now. And the thing about it is, when I saw it, I didn't get any of the Lovecraft references because I was it went over my head. So
you would have been 6.
No, I saw it later. Like I saw it later in my life. This is a Sam's dad special. Actually, this is a movie he really likes, and therefore has been passed on to his only earthly son.
Not his daughter, though.
Not his daughter. She's too smart for that. So what trying to think of a good question. Like,
We owe an apology to Tom, by the way.
I am not taking the blame for getting Tom laid off. I'm not, and I shouldn't be laughing at that right now, but I am, because Jacob is the son of a bitch. But I am not taking the blame for that.
Tom, we at the Breakup would like to apologize for things that were out of our control. If you have any punishment game, any punishment movie that you want us to watch, we'll do it, and it will be the We're Sorry, Tom special.
Oh, shit, I love that idea. Damn it! I hate you and everything you represent.
Hey, look at it this way. It's going to be anime.
It's probably going to be anime. So, here, let me ask you a question. Did you feel like this did things that did this do right what Bright did wrong? And I think I just quoted Quantum Leap there.
I have not watched Quantum
Like, I
Leap.
kind of rhymed the catchphrase of Quantum Leap. Anyway.
I think that it handles magic better.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is the main character isn't explained at all as to why he's just like, I don't.
I thought it does say, like, that he just, like, oh no, you know what? I'm thinking, okay.
You're thinking of Bright.
Well, no, quick digression. There's a bad sequel to this movie with Dennis Hopper, I think, and they completely changed the backstory of the main character in that he doesn't use magic because he used it once and it caused, like, someone to die that he knows.
No.
Whereas in this movie, it's just, he's not into the metaphor is it's like technology and he's like, you know.
The metaphor is technology is evil, basically.
Yeah.
And it pays off to be a Luddite.
Well, he says at the end, maybe I'll do some magic, you know.
Well, the magic maybe saves his life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. But, I mean, the ending of that movie's a bit weird because it does this.
It's a weird movie.
There's a problem I have with a lot of these film noir movies.
Yeah.
Where the male detective is always right.
Yeah,
And the femme fatale is
always
always
wrong.
kind of not just wrong, but like dramatically wrong.
Yeah.
To the point where, like,
at this point, and this isn't defending it at all, it's almost part of the genre. Like,
yeah.
The first film noir, The Maltese Falcon, famously, like, one of the first movies, maybe not one of the first movies to do this, but, like, famously ends on the main character selling out his love interest because she was a murderer.
Yeah.
And she's like, almost like the audience, she's like, wait, you're selling me out? What? That's not how this goes. But now it's a cliche, right?
Wait, hold on. This isn't Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn, is it?
No, that's Gone with the Wind. This is The Maltese Falcon.
Well, I'm also thinking about
The line in The Maltese Falcon. He says, "If they hang you, precious, think of me," or something like that.
Well, I was thinking of the one in The Third Man.
Oh, where she walks
snubs
away.
him.
Yeah. And that one actually is sort of
That one's good.
Yeah, that breaks away from the convention.
But the thing that happens in Cast a Deadly Spell is that she realizes, oh, we summoned Cthulhu, because anything called Cthulhu might be good.
Oh, is she just wrong? Is that
No,
the
she's
idea?
just wrong.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
And the old guy at least has a clue where he's like, okay, I'm gonna end the world.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be like king of the ended world. Where she was just straight up constantly
King of the squalor.
Yeah, and she looks away.
The squality, rather.
And she looks away from the squality, and of course, evil elder god looking straight out of Fifth Element, and not Gumshoe Detective literally like shoves her head back and is like, "Look at what you've done! Look at this! You don't get to look away!"
No, young Julianne Moore.
And I was just like, "Fuck, we get it." Then just ease off. She really betrayed you, and you're allowed to be mad. That's cool. And she had evil sex with you. That's fine, because that's a thing. That's a noun. Evil sex. And he's just like, look at it. We have to look at it. and it's just like, this is too much. You're on the high ground here. You didn't have to do this blocking, man.
So, having said that you 50% like it, how would you make this movie better?
Well, the problem is I have a cheat sheet with that Shadowrun story that like, basically copied this whole thing verbatim.
Yeah.
Like, not the whole movie. That like these are like.
But the plot.
These are 18-page short stories.
The plot beats, yeah.
Basically, it's the last quarter of this movie, but cyberpunk.
Okay.
Pretty much. And I thought it was the worst story in that book. So. So that doesn't help particularly, because it's like, why do you need Cthulhu for this? I think I would have done it either magic, like just there's magic in the world, it's everywhere.
Sure, yeah.
It's a whole thing, and the evil MacGuffin-y thing isn't end of the world. It's like, oh, here's the one spell that literally turns lead into gold.
Oh, okay. So like Philosopher's Stone kind of deal.
Yeah, or like something that's like, it's not immediate cosmic death, but it's like, if this happens, something is really bad's gonna run. But it's also a position that like the detective might change their mind on, because it's like, oh, the only thing that happens there is money, and I don't give a shit, or they give tons of shits. Or the other way I would do it is no magic, and it's literally like a Call of Cthulhu movie.
Oh, okay.
Where it's just like, oh, it's Maltese Falcon, until right at the end it's suddenly not.
And it turns out the Falcon like is the
Yog Shoggoth's egg.
It's the reliquary of Yog Sothoth. Yeah, Sothoth.
And like the evil abyss is opening up, and the detective's like, I wasn't prepared for this. Look at it. Look at it.
Now that's quality.
I was a bus driver. I was a bus driver in Florida.
Living in squality.
I feel like when I do the website which I finally have time to do soon. When I do the website, there's going to be a "What the fuck are we talking about?" submenu.
Yeah,
with just all of our weird memes of like, "Why do you like this piece of crap?" and I was a bus driver in Florida, you know.
Oh man!
And then it winds up on TV tropes if we somehow get successful.
I have a slight. So that's Cast a Deadly Spell.
Yeah.
Good title though, right?
Yeah. Leans heavy, but yeah.
I like it. Slight. And I swear to God, this is the last time I'll ever mention this. We did our last little bonus episode talking about Bright and Ready Player One. It turns out there is an entire podcast dedicated to hating Ready Player One. An 8-episode sort of...
Can you swear yourself in? Could you just like say, listen, I'm an honorary member, please let me join your awful club?
But there, it's by Mike Nelson of Mystery Science Theater, and God, I think his name is... I've forgotten the other guy's name. They do an 8-episode like book club of Ready Player One, and if you want to know why Sam didn't like Ready Player One, as opposed to Sam desperately trying to understand why everyone liked it, go listen to 372 pages. We'll never get back. This is a little shout out to them. It also includes at the end someone doing "We Didn't Start the Fire" with the plot of Ready Player One, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. It's called 1980s Reference. You can just look that up on your own. It's hysterical.
We didn't start the fire.
1980s Reference.
It was always burning since the world's been turning.
Anyway, that about wraps it up, actually, unless you had anything
This is a
else.
short episode.
It's a little short.
We need to fill the time.
I thought I just did. Oh, God.
Scatological jokes.
What's our connecting word?
All right. Fuck. Case.
I'm gonna say knowledge.
Yeah.
It's knowledge.
Knowledge. That was easy.
Yeah, because Valhalla is all about like learning about people and what they want, and yours is about like, or Cast Deadly Spell is about forbidden knowledge.
You pre-planned this.
No, I didn't. That would literally just came to me.
Bless you.
Bless me. If you like our show, subscribe to us on iTunes.
Sam.
Give us a review.
We
Yeah, what am I doing? Sorry, I'll cut that out.
We need to tell. No, that's in. That's your mistake, Sam. We need to give each other what we need to do.
Yes.
Our next assignments.
So what is you inflicting on? What is you inflicting on me next? What squality are you inflicting on me next?
So Sam, I've been foisting on you. Really easy to play, barely any games involved.
Visual novels. They're called visual novels.
Visual novels, whatever that means. The problem is, the game, the like really like high end, like oh man, I love these things.
I like the story, but I'm not. Yeah.
I love everything about it. Those are really long for a weekly podcast. So Sam, I decided to take a shortcut and give you what I think is the best written game of all time. I have to ask you a question.
Ask away.
Do you like hurting people? Do you like hurting people?
Oh, I think I know what this is.
Sam, you're going to play Hotline Miami.
I'm going to play Hotline Miami. I'm going to play Hotline Miami.
Try that one more time.
I got that. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. We don't even need to say more about that. That's fine.
Best written game.
All right.
I'm going to pretend best written game.
It came up when I looked up one of your other suggestions. I can't remember what it you know what? It was Undertale. There was some little discussion about it.
Yeah.
I think at some point I was spoiled for some stuff about Hotline Miami, but it's so bizarre that I don't remember anything. So
That's good.
I think we're good. Jacob, for your next assignment, you are going to read a book. A book I actually only just read, so this is fresh off the presses. You will be reading John Scalzi's Red Shirts.
I have no comments.
No comments on that.
Is this about Star Trek?
Kinda. It's kind of making fun of Star Trek, but also not making fun of Star Trek. It's the closest I'm ever going to be able to get you to do some sort of Star Trek related thing. So
you can just say, Jacob, watch X episodes of Star Trek.
You've seen a lot of Star Trek.
No, I haven't. I
think I know what you think of Star Trek. Though.
Well, surprise me. I don't fucking know. I've watched like Voyager. That's basically that's all I remember. And Voyager's not good. No one likes Voyager except for my mom.
Maybe we need to do some Star Trek.
Yeah, and like Enterprise.
Well, I know
that count.
Some Star Trek could be punishment.
Oh no. I hate Q.
Oh really?
I think Q's stupid.
That's an interesting detail. All right, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Just give me all the Q episodes. Future Sam.
Future Sam. Post-production Sam. So yeah, okay. Now for real. If you like us, subscribe to us on iTunes or on Apple Podcasts. Give us a good review or give us a shitty review.
Yeah.
I don't care. Thanks to Irritating Rainbow for our theme song. You Broke It from the album Where the Truck Go. You can find that on iTunes as well, which I link in all of our descriptions.
Yes.
Jacob, would you take us out with a final thought? Nice juicy final thought.
Why do they like Q? What's Q's point? Q's just like, oh man, I'm John Delancey. You might remember me from Planescape Torment. That's all I'm good for.
I want a Coke though.
Punch me, sign my glass for me.
One punch, Jacob.
Don't quote things you hate. Okay. Okay, now that Sam's not in the room, I've recently replaced everything edible inside the fridge with glass replicas of real food. Let's see if he notices. I didn't think he would take this long. Maybe he's throwing out all the glass things. Oh, he's coming back. So, did you find anything interesting in the fridge?
No. No, I did not.
God damn it.